Good evening. We are at the historic Mottled Palace in Budapest, where the international tour Vienna-Budapest-Prague 2025 is taking place. Maestro Emanuel Plason, cellist Dali Gutsarieva, and pianist Adam Gutsariev are with us tonight. How did the idea for this tour first appear?
You start with a difficult question because I was invited by my good friend David Zawalowski and also from my friend Konstantin Boyarski, who is the principal viola of the Covent Garden Sinfonietta. And this orchestra plays at the Royal Opera House in London, and we know each other really well because I worked with them on several productions and ballet and everything at the house over there. And so Konstantin, contacted me and said, "Well, we have this this idea to present concerts in Vienna, in Budapest, in Prague." And I thought this was an amazing project with the music, the programs, with the orchestra, with the soloist. And I thought, well, you don't have to force me very much here. I will say yes right away. And I think the idea was the combination of a young soloist, a bit older conductor, and interesting two orchestras that are doing very, very well. And I think it's a wonderful idea altogether, musically and also on a human experience. Yeah.
Adam, you perform Grieg's Piano Concerto in A minor, one of the most passionate works of Romanticism. What goes through your mind when you play its opening chorus?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I don't know, some imagery of a storm, like something big happening with the weather, or like a wind just crashing down the building, something like this. Like if we're talking about Greek, it always invokes some kind of a folklorish images. And it's a big part of him as a composer and his identity as a composer. So yeah, that's what I see in my head.
Dali and Adam, how would you describe working under the baton of such an experienced conductor?
When I meet new people, like throughout my career, and when I try to grow and like connect with someone, find someone, learn something from like different people, it's always a great experience for me, and it's like one of the main reasons why I'm even doing this. Like I'm interested in what does the music world can give me, and like the only way to actually obtain it is from other people that will be able to help you. So yeah, that's very important for me, and I'm very glad that it happened.
He's a wonderful conductor.
Thank you.
Yes, and he listened to me when I played, and I listened to him, and we feel each other on the stage. It's very important to me. This is not always happening with me, and I'm so happy to see him and play with him.
Maestro, you are known for your attention to detail and emotional precision. How do you keep the music fresh even after performing it many times?
Every time you are on stage is different. With the same piece, every time is different because you maybe you didn't sleep much, or you feel a certain way or a certain mood, and then of course it will affect your music making, and so it keeps everything new. Like, I can do, as you suggested, I can do the same piece over and over again. It will never be the same. Never, I can assure you.
How do you both rest and disconnect from music when you're off stage or between rehearsals?
I never stop listening to music. Like, I use headphones for like 6-7 hours per day. I listen to everything. A lot of classical music, of course. I study in conservatory, and it's very important for me to listen to classical music. At the same time, I listen to I listen to a lot of different music. So for me, I don't need to rest from it. The music is the rest.
I'm listening to classical music every day, and you know what? I listen everything, all of music. Yeah, and I'm studying conservatory too. Yes, and this is very important for musician, listen classical music, because if you play this music in future, it's very help you. You know this music, you know how it feels, you know how, and this is very help all of us.
Maestro, your schedule is intense and international. What does home mean to you?
It means finding a little bit of peace, or and a little bit of breath. But as Adam said, I totally agree. Music is our air, is our world. It never stops. It never stops. So actually, if I say I go home to get some peace and quiet, I'm also at peace in a way, because with music, because this is our environment, this is our world, this is our feeling, and I think I'm the same. I listen to a lot of different music. So as long as the rhythm is good, the harmonies are great, even things that are a bit experimental, I will listen, because it always teaches you something. Always teaches you something. It can touch you a certain way. So I listen to jazz fusion, all those things, And to go back to your question, yeah, I think music is an oxygen for us. And so we just have to stay with it. And it doesn't mean, you go home, but you continue with it. You continue with the scores. So it's always there. And home is only a bit quieter to study your music. That's the big advantage than if you're traveling or whatever. So, but it doesn't make much difference, actually. Yeah.
Why do you think the works of Mozart, Saint-Saëns, and Dvořák remain timeless and relevant?
The talent of melody. Music is all about that. The talent of creating melodies that will touch. It's a mystery. So intervals, the same, in music, but the way you employ certain phrases. You talk about Mozart, Saint-Saëns, and Dvořák. You have three of the most creative composers about melodies. Saint-Saëns was a genius with that. It was flowing, and always interesting. Classic. He was a classic. He was an interesting. Actually, it's a bit like Beethoven. It's a classic, romantic. He was so strong and so powerful in his creation that he's a bit of both, a bit of everything. Saint-Saëns was the same. Classic. As a formal composer, but also with a lot of emotions, and it has to do with melodies, the quality of the way it flows, the way it touches you. Dvořák the same, with a very strong identity because of the Czech language, as people will hear in the Czech suite of the Dvořák, which is such a typical Czech language. There's a big stamp of Czech music there. And so, but it's all about the melody. It's all about the line that will just, touch you. It will do something special to you, And they have that in common. Yeah, great composers do. Yeah.
What would you like to say to your generation through your music?
Listen to what you like. Don't shame yourself if you have some problem with understanding classical music. Because that's something that I've dealt myself. Like I had to learn to listen to it. It wasn't something that I got into easily. We live in a different age. For my generation to understand it, you have to put some effort. And there is nothing shameful about it. Start with something that you like, study it, and just like in case of music, just do what your heart tells you. Never push yourself into something that you just don't feel like it's yours.
You have worked with orchestras all over the world. What makes this particular project special for you?
Yes, as I said, it's the repertoire is wonderful. We did 2 programs in the Musikverein in Vienna with this Covent Garden Sinfonietta, and one of the great ideas of this project was the orchestra to present, and I to present pieces that are connected to what this orchestra does in London, at the house. They do a lot of opera, of course, a lot of ballet. And Konstantin Bojarski had the idea to propose, and myself, we worked together. We tried to find ideas together. And we came up with the idea of, for example, Stravinsky Pulcinella, which is a ballet. Of course, they play a lot over there. Strauss Ariadne auf Naxos, great orchestra suite from the opera. And so it made the repertoire very, very attractive because a little bit different from the mainstream, repertoire. So, and of course, concertos with Greek piano concerto and Saint-Saëns cello concerto, a little bit of French music, which I was very happy about. So we did 2 concerts in Musikverein, and the first concert was with French music only, with Fauré, Saint-Saëns, and Bizet Symphony. And I was very proud to present this concert. And second concert was different with Stravinsky, Pulcinella, the Greek piano concerto, and Strauss, Ariadne. Yeah.
How did the collaboration between 2 orchestras, Covent Garden Sinfonietta and Prague Chamber Orchestra, come about?
How did it come about? So, as I said, my connection with Konstantin and David allowed me to enter this project. And for the Prague Chamber Orchestra, it was also through David and his organization. And through the Prague Symphony Orchestra staff, which I met and I rehearsed already with the orchestra, wonderful orchestra as well. And so, it's part of a general tour, and I feel really, really happy because I have opportunity to work with 2 quite different orchestras, but in the same a project in the same period. So it's actually very rewarding for me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The program includes Mozart, Grieg, Dvořák, Martinů, Dvoříšek, and Saint-Saëns. How did you choose these composers?
Well, we discussed that among ourselves for a few days. I sensed that there was a wish to present Czech music, and I loved it and respected it. But it's also a challenge for me because it's not my natural element on natural repertoire. So I did a lot of research to be as prepared as I could, and but still the orchestra gave me a little bit of hints about the music, and that was very interesting because I was discovering through them the interpretation a little bit as well, and it was a wonderful collaboration because of that for the past few days. And so we had to find a nice variety, but to have the Czech music, and we have to have the other repertoire like Mozart, of course, the classics, Don Giovanni Overture. We keep the concertos with these 2 great musicians, and of course, so it makes for 2 very balanced programs, I believe, because there's also this wonderful symphony by Dvoříšek, one of the not so well-known composers, but he composed an amazing symphony. It sounds very much like Mozart, sometimes only better. It's incredible. It's just the quality of his imagination and creativity with the harmonies and the rhythm is wonderful, and I'm very excited about that because it's a very special piece, and so it's a great opportunity for me.
Maestro, if you could describe this tour in 1 word, what would be?
Beauty.
Experience.
Adventure.